सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। तू है अनाथ बंधु करुणा सिंधु, ओम गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव। तू है अनाथ बंधु करुणा सिंधु, ओम गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव। दुख और दर्द दूर करो, दुख और दर्द दूर करो, सुख का कारण दुख का निवारण, सुख का कारण दुख का निवारण, मैं क्या जानूं तेरी महिमा, मैं क्या जानूं तेरी महिमा, माया में आवे सब ही अंधेरा, तू है अनाथ बंधु करुणा सिंधु, ओम गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव। जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसराओ, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसराओ, बंधन कोटि सूत्रास निवारो, बंधन कोटि सूत्रास निवारो, मैं क्या जानूं तेरी लीला, मैं क्या जानूं तेरी लीला, माया में आवे सब ही अंधेरा, माया में आवे सब ही अंधेरा, तू है अनाथ बंधु करुणा सिंधु। ओम गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव। ओम गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव। ओम नमो नारायणाय। 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 ओम यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। Let us chant from verse number 54. Arjuna uvacha Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya keshava Sthitadhih kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Prajahati yada kaman Sarvan parthamanogatan Atmanyevatmana tushtaha Sthitaprajnastadochyate. Bhagavan glorifies the self-knowledge and says that the highest attainment of yoga is that state of mind where the intellect is free from all kinds of confusions, delusions. Intellect is very, very clear. Such an intellect which is free from all desires of the mind, which is totally dispassionate, such an intellect is the sign that one has attained the highest state of yoga. Tada yogam avapsyasi. So this creates lot of curiosity in the mind of Arjuna to know more about the man of perfection. This is the goal which is praised in all the scriptures, in the entire Vedas, that man of perfection. So therefore Arjuna asks so many questions. What is the question asked? Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha. Bhagavan, what is the definition of a Sthitaprajna? What are the characteristics of a Sthitaprajna? How can we recognize a Sthitaprajna? Kim asita vrajeta kim prabhasheta. How does he sit? How does he stand? How does he walk? How does he talk? In what way this person is different from us? Now very interestingly, Bhagavan gives the answer, but the answer has nothing to do with the question. The answer is verse number 55. It is the essence. Bhagavan says, such a person firmly abides in the self, is contented in the self, and as a result of which he is free from all kinds of worldly desires. Now here, how he sits, how he stands, walks, talks, nothing is mentioned here. So the point is this: how a person walks and talks has nothing to do with knowledge. The sign of knowledge is something which is absolutely subjective. It is something which is happening inside. It has nothing to do with actions outside. It is a very subjective transformation. The transformation that knowledge brings is subjective, not objective. The one who knows, knows. Others need not know, cannot know. Because the two things mentioned here, number one, abidance in the self. How can you prove it to others? Who is abiding and who is not abiding? No, Swamiji, if a person is very active, then definitely he is not abiding. Not necessary. If a person is silent, then he is abiding. Not necessary. Not necessary. In the battlefield, it's possible that this person is waging a war and still is abiding. Impossible. At the seat of meditation, the body has literally gone to coma, but this person is far away from abidance. It is absolutely subjective. Again, prajahati yada kaman, the one who has given up desires. Now, how do you know who has given up desires? Just because a person is amidst sense objects, he is in no way an indication that a person is desireful. A person is away from sense objects, in no way proves that the person is desireless. You see, this is absolutely subjective. The one who is amidst the sense objects, he knows whether there is desire or whether there is no desire. It is absolutely subjective. How he sits, how he walks, how he talks. That is why the question of Arjuna is a layman's question. A person who is totally at the superficial level, outer level, unevolved. This is how we all begin. We all judge a realized person based on the external appearances. And this is the mistake we all do as a beginner. This Swami is fat, so definitely he is not realized. Why? He is eating too much. No control over sense. This Swami smokes, he has no control. You see, for all external things. This Swami talks too much, definitely has no control over this, so definitely not realized. We go on giving certificates to everyone. Because we have certain notion of how a realized person must be. That person must fit into that definition. That is why in this world varieties of Mahatmas are there. On one side, one Mahatma is sitting quietly, not even coming out, like Ramana Maharshi. On the other side, we have Puja Gurudev, all around the world, talking, teaching, hyperactive. You just cannot rate a person, judge a person, define a person based on the external activities. No. So this definition of a Sthitaprajna shows the whole thing is a subjective transformation. It is a journey. And in this journey, what is happening? In this journey, the journey is from ignorance to knowledge. This is the journey. Ignorance to knowledge. Ignorance to knowledge. And when does this journey end? The journey ends when the knowledge has become perfect. Sthita Prajna means perfect knowledge. Absolute knowledge. After which there is nothing else to gain. Knowing which everything is known. There is no more perfection possible. So till this perfection is gained in terms of knowledge, journey continues. How does the journey proceed? Whenever there is an imperfect knowledge, this imperfect knowledge will come out as grief. Any imperfect knowledge will bubble up, will finally manifest as grief. How does it happen? Imperfect knowledge will lead to a desire, a worldly desire. The worldly desire will lead to a worldly action. And that action will bring as a result dukkha, sorrow. Worldly reaction, the karma phala, will be dukkha. That sorrow will make the person introspect. And through introspection he comes to know, oh, this knowledge based on which I had, that is wrong. He corrects the knowledge. Introspection, then comes correction. So this is the process. Knowledge, desire, action, reaction, introspection, correction. This goes on. And finally a time reaches when the knowledge is perfect. Sthitaprajna. What happens when there is a perfect knowledge? Will there be a desire? No. Prajahati yada sarvan kaman. Desirelessness. When there is desirelessness, that cycle is broken. Perfect knowledge breaks the cycle. And what is that perfect knowledge? Atmanyevatmana tushta. The happiness which I am seeking in the outer world is already there in me. I am that. Atmani Atmana Tushtaha. In the self, by the self. Means what? To experience this bliss, you don't need an external instrument. To experience this bliss, you don't need an external source. That's the meaning. That's why twice Atma is used. Atmani, in the self, source. Atmana, by the self, instrument. For experiencing any joy, you need the source and the instrument. Isn't it? To enjoy ice cream, source has to be there. What is the source? Ice cream should be there. Not just ice cream will not be do. If you have fever, then you will not be able to enjoy. A right instrument should be there. The body and the senses. So when the right instrument comes in contact with the right source, you are able to get the right experience, joy. Source and instrument is absolutely essential for experience. So here it is said, Atmani Atmana. What is the source? Atma is the source. What is the instrument? Atma is the instrument. Who is the experiencer? Atmana also means the experiencer. Experiencer experiences bliss in himself. There is no second entity there. That's why two terms are used. Atmana tushtaha, Atmani tushtaha. No need for any instrument. This is the pinnacle of knowledge. Perfection in knowledge. And therefore perfection in bliss also. If I am happy in myself, as myself, by myself, who can take away that happiness? The possibility of obstacle doesn't even arise. What are the obstacles in preventing me from gaining happiness? As far as an happiness from outer object is concerned, if the source is not there, I am not happy. If the ice cream somebody snatches away, my joy of ice cream is gone. Or when I don't have the right instrument, I am sick, I don't feel the taste, then again happiness is not there. So imperfection in the instrument can take away my worldly happiness, or inavailability of the object, sense object, can take away my happiness. Now in this case, I am of the nature of happiness and I am experiencing it. Who can take away this? Who can take away this? Nobody can. That is why it is perfect. Atmanyevatmana tushtaha means his experience is of constant bliss, infinite bliss, perfect bliss, absolute bliss, instrument-free bliss, unconditional bliss, effortless bliss. Such a person is a Sthitaprajna. Getting it? Yes, Swamiji. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. So we were discussing certain concepts here. Understanding of the self and wandering of the mind, they are connected. What is my understanding about myself? And how does the mind behave? These two are connected. Behavior of the mind and my understanding about myself, they are connected. Manasaha sancharanam atmanastu kamaya. This is the law. Mind is functioning to give me happiness. All activities of the mind is to give me happiness. Now, if my understanding about myself is that I am the body, how will the mind behave? It will try to secure the body. It will worry about the welfare of the body. You can't stop it. Chattering of the mind to take care of the welfare of the body cannot be stopped, if my understanding is that I am the body. You see, understanding and the behavior of the mind is connected. You say, no, Swamiji, I want the mind to be quiet. I don't want knowledge. I want a quiet mind. You can't. Mind is designed that way. Mind is designed that way. If my understanding is that things, being and situation are going to give me happiness, then the mind will constantly be thinking about things, beings and situation. You can't stop it. This is called as manogatan kaman. The desires of the mind. Mind is desiring. What is it desiring? It is desiring security, happiness, peace. Whatever is the nature of the self, it is desiring. I want to be happy. I want to be secure. I want to be peaceful. I want to be protected. I don't want tension. I want my welfare and well-being. Based on this, the mind will function. So, my understanding about myself is deeply connected to the behavior of the mind. If my understanding about myself is faulty, mind's behavior also will be faulty. Mind's wandering also will be faulty. Unwanted places it will go. Why? The very understanding is wrong. But suppose I gain the right understanding about myself. What is my right understanding? I am Sat Chit Anand. Sat, I am existence. Existence is my nature. I don't need the body to exist. This is right understanding. I am that pure consciousness which doesn't depend on the body. Rather, body depends on me. Then mind stops worrying about, stops too much concerned about the welfare and well-being of the body. Minimum things are given? Yes, enough. You see? This is how the whole thing is. Then what happens to that mind? At will, you are able to withdraw that mind and fix it in the self. Oh mind, there is nothing to worry. Everything is taken care. Why are you worrying? Consciousness is your nature. Turn there. And when that mind experiences the I as consciousness, the worry or the concern for the welfare of the I goes away. Oh, why am I worrying about something which is ever existent? Why am I worrying about something which is ever blissful? Mind becomes silent. That silent mind, silenced by knowledge, is what is called as manogatan sarvan kaman prajahati. Giving up all desires. How does a desireless mind behave? It is a quiet mind. It is tushta. It is a contented mind. It is a chatter-free mind. That is what is being said here. So this is the Lakshana of a Sthitaprajna. You see the connection between Sthitaprajnata and behavior of the mind. That is what is said here. There is a connection. It's not that only Sthitaprajna experience. No, as a sadhaka also, as you practice this, educate the mind. Hey, come within. Know who you are. Experience the peace in your heart. The more and more that mind experiences that peace, maybe little. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a little practice gives great results. Little by little, experience that bliss. Sit in meditation. Experience that silence. Educate the mind in silence. Then slowly, deep down, mind is educated. In the subconscious mind, this enters that everything is taken care. Everything is fine. Expression of everything is fine is tushti. Expression of everything is fine is prajahati. You see? Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi gives a beautiful technique. Whenever your mind wanders, he says, ask this question. To whom do these thoughts arise? This is self-enquiry. When the mind wanders, turn the attention to the self. Turn the attention of that wandering mind to the self. The moment attention of the mind goes to the self, what happens to the self? What happens to the mind? Oh, why am I worrying? Everything is fine. Mind becomes quiet. This is self-enquiry. Turn the attention to the self, mind becomes quiet. Mind becomes quiet effortlessly. But suppose this paying attention to the self is not practiced, that quietude of mind is not permanent. There are so many ways of quietening the mind. Vayurodhanat liyate manah jalapakshivat rodha sadhanam. No doubt by pranayama you can quieten the mind. But what is the result? Jalapakshivat. Bird is not dead. Bird is only caught up in the net. When the net is gone, bird is gone. No much use. In the beginning, yes, it is useful. Technique is useful. But it won't give a permanent result. Permanent result comes only with perfect education, right knowledge. Suppression is possible, but that is not permanent result. Suppression will lead only to temporary result. For permanent result, education is necessary. A criminal, when he is given the right education, he becomes a good person. A criminal, he is just jailed and after some time left. He will come out with more revenge. Isn't it? Right education. In the same way, mind has to be educated. And what is the sign that mind is getting educated? These are the signs. Kaman prajahati, atmani tushtaha. This is the sign. This is the sign of spiritual progress also. Wandering becomes less. Cravings become less. And there is peace in the heart. Hridsthale manah swasthata kriya bhakti yoga bodhascha nischitam. The purpose of kriya yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, all yogas. What is the purpose? Hridsthale manah swasthata. Swasthata. Mind is resting in peace. Where? Hridsthale. In one's own heart. That resting of the mind in one's own heart is what is called as Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha. So these are the homeworks we have to do at the seat of meditation. When the mind is wandering, what should be the conclusion? Conclusion is, mind is wandering because my ego is alive and kicking. You see the connection? I and the behavior of the mind. Understanding of I and the behavior of the mind is connected. Mind is filled with desires when the I is filled with ego. When the I is empty of ego, mind is free from desires. Ego has all desires. The self has no desire because it is perfect. Perfection, experience of perfection leads to desirelessness. This is the state. So now coming back to Arjuna's question. How does he sit? How does he stand? How does he walk? How does he talk? How does it matter? This is the answer. How does it matter? Sitting, standing, walking, talking. It doesn't matter. Actually, that is the answer. It doesn't matter. If you do what really matters, it doesn't matter whether you prabhasheta, asita or rajeta. This is the whole point. So this is what we have to do at the seat of meditation. Instead of forcefully controlling the wandering mind, shift your attention to the self. Try to experience the self as Satchidanand. As the experience of the self becomes more and more intense, wandering of the mind automatically drops. Do the first thing first. Abidance leads to chatter-free mind. This is what has to be done. Even when we say witnessing the thoughts, so many times we say in meditation we must witness the thoughts. What are you doing? You are abiding only. When you are witnessing, what are you doing? You are with the witness. In witnessing, your attention is upon the witness, not upon the thoughts. So actually it is abidance only. But if the desires are intense, you will be thrown out of the witness state. That is why before doing this meditation, what is necessary? Purification of mind is necessary. Without purification, this cannot be done. What is purification? Freeing oneself of raga dvesha is purification. Freeing oneself of likes and dislikes is purification. Bas, simple. The pressure of raga dvesha ejects you out of self-abidance. There is a pressure. You know this helium balloon? It always tends to fly high. In the same way, raga dvesha will not allow you to settle upon the ground of the self. Raga dvesha is that helium inside. But suppose you puncture that helium. What will happen? Balloon falls down. So whenever mind is entertaining raga dvesha, puncture it. Then the mind comes down, settles in the self. And the process of purification is what is called as Karma Yoga. Whole Karma Yoga is nothing but process of purification. And the proof of purification is at the seat of meditation. The pressure is not there. Vasana pressure is not there. Freedom from vasana pressure is experienced as chatter-free mind. Effortless abidance in the self. You are able to easily shift your attention of the mind to the self. Mind doesn't object. So these are all the inner secrets of yoga. Outer person will not know anything about all this. The inner bliss of a yogi is not seen by anybody outside. It's a subjective journey. Journey from ignorance to knowledge. Okay. Yes, Swamiji. Can we proceed, Swamiji? So now, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan is said. So now Bhagavan is going to explain the expression of desirelessness of that yogi. How does that desireless mind of that yogi express itself in the world? So verse number 56. Dukkheshvanudvignamanaha Sukheshu vigataspruhaha Vitaragabhayakrodhaha Sthitadhirmuniruchyate Dukkheshvanudvignamanaha Sukheshu vigataspruhaha Vitaragabhayakrodhaha Sthitadhirmuniruchyate. Dukkheshu anudvignamanaha. So this is how this yogi, this Sthitaprajna, his inner state of freedom expresses as a behavior. So this can be the answer of how does he walk. So what is said here? Dukkheshu anudvignamanaha. Udvignamanaha. Udvignam means what? Agitation. Udvignamanaha. Mind filled with agitation. But what is his condition? Anudvignamanaha. So, no agitation of the mind. When? Dukkheshu. Dukkheshu means what? In sorrow. This is contradiction. How can a person in sorrow be free from agitation? Because sorrow itself is agitation. Yes or no? Dukkha means what? Sorrow. Can you be peaceful when the mind is sorrowful? So here dukkheshu means dukkha parishthitishu. You see? Paristhiti. Environment is sorrow giving. It is not the state of mind. Though dukkham term is used, understand it is a unconducive environment which generally gives sorrow to everyone. Dukkheshu doesn't mean sorrow of the mind. Dukkheshu means the environment, that situation which generally gives sorrow. Death of near and dear ones, or health issues, etc. Dukkheshu. What is the state of mind? Anudvignamana, freedom from agitation. Now this is the indication of what? Desirelessness. In the same way, sukheshu vigata spriha. Sukheshu. Sukham means what? Conducive environment, that paristhiti. Generally the tendency is, when the environment is conducive, we become attached to that environment. We don't want that good times to go. I get attached. God, touch wood, let it happen. Suddenly touch wood comes. Whenever you are describing some good times. You see. So the fear is there. When I describe it, maybe it might go. किसी की नजर न लग जाए. Sukheshu vigata spriha. No craving, spriha, hankering. That desire that it should remain with me all the time. It should not leave me. That is called a spriha. So this is the expression of manogatan kaman. This discussion is important because many times we hear people saying, Swamiji, I don't have any desire, Swamiji. I don't have any desire. So Bhagavan has to indicate to us how presence of a desire expresses itself. If we are asked, do you have a desire? We tend to think that there is no desire. Because they are all subtle happenings. So this is the lakshana. This is the characteristics. This is the indication of a presence of a desire. What is the indication? In that unconducive environment, what is unconducive environment? That sense object is no more there, which I like. There is a sense object which I like, it has gone away. Then that is called as unconducive. In that situation, what happens? Udvigna manaha. If actually you are desireless, then the mind should not get agitated. The presence or absence of a thing, being or situation will make no difference to you. This is a sign of desirelessness. But if the presence and absence is making a difference, there is some kind of raga or dvesha. If it is affecting the mind, it means there is some desire. Dukkheshu anudvigna manaha sukheshu vigata spriha. This is one expression of desire. The mind fluctuates depending upon the ups and downs of the external environment. This is one indication that desires are there. What is another indication? Vita raga bhaya krodha. Another indication is negative emotions of the mind. Negative emotions of the mind also indicates that there is a desire. Because all negative emotions of the mind, they are associated with worldly desire. Kama, desire, worldly desire, is the cause of all this. Now few samples are only given here. Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. So many others are also there. Intense kama is called raga, attachment, infatuation. Blinding attachment. That is called as raga here. Krodha, anger. Bhaya, fear. A very common usage. Vita raga bhaya krodha. Wherever there is desire, there will be fear. Wherever there is attachment, there will be fear. Fear of what? Fear of losing it. I am attached to something. God, will I lose it? That is called as bhaya. How intense will be the bhaya? As intense the raga, so intense will be bhaya. Again, krodha. What is krodha? Anger. Anger towards whom? to the person who is snatching your beloved thing being and situation from you, the very same raga becomes krodha, anger. It can be anger, it can be hatred, it can be revenge, all those emotions. So, desires of the mind express as negative emotions. So this is how we have to know how strong is my desires. How strong I am thrown out of my balance into the whirlpool of negative emotions. This is how we analyze. This is how we introspect. There are so many indications Bhagavan will give us to test our own desirelessness or the presence of desires in different places. These are all the indications. So a person who is all the time introspective, that person knows, oh, with this person I have some problem. With that person I have problem. This situation I have a problem. Because whenever the mind thinks of that, suddenly it gets into all this. This is how we analyze. And then maintain a diary. These are the situations which are throwing me out of balance. These are the situations where negative emotions are on the rise. These are the places that are triggering these negative emotions. Mark it. Be alert. Be aware. Prepare yourself. Prepare and meet that person. Prepare and face that situation. Prepare. There will be some person in our life which will trigger that negativity. That person is your guru. Okay. That person is your dumbbell. Make that relationship good, you become spiritually strong. But to make that relationship good, you have to really work hard. Not allowing that negativity to enter. Pumping in positivity. Being alert with every dialogue, every discussion, every word that you utter. This is how you prepare. So that the mind is Vita, Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. No negative emotions. Prepare the mind. This person is coming tomorrow. And this person is coming at 10 o'clock. This person is the greatest challenge in my life. I will ensure that after dealing with this person is going to stay with me for 2 days. After the 2 days also, my mind will be peaceful. This is a challenge. Keep small goals in life. These 2 days, I am not going to get disturbed. All these things will tremendously improve your spiritual evolution. You see, keep all these things in mind. Dukkheshu anudignamana, sukheshu vigataspra. Equanimity of mind is the goal. Keep that as the highest priority. Siddhasya lakshanani sadhakasya sadhanani. That which is effortless for a perfected one, that is the sadhana for the imperfect ones. So why are we discussing all this? This is the goal. This is the goal to be reached. So that which is effortless for Mahatmas, I must practice it. You can never say that, no, I shouted at him, he deserves it. Why? Vitaraga vaya krodha. If you are angry, you are wrong. I don't want to listen to your excuses. No commentary needed here. If you are angry, you are wrong. If you are disturbed, you are wrong. That's it. Whoever you are, whatever be the justification you give for your anger, no justification is valid. If you are peaceful, you are right. Then and there, God will give a certificate to you. How you have handled that situation. After the situation, if you are grumbling, complaining, you have failed. This is the way a sadhaka has to live. Every situation, every moment is difficult in the beginning. But every situation, plan out. Vitaraga bhayakro. So this is the test of desirelessness. So actually 56 is a commentary of 55 only. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan. A person whose mind is free from all desires. How do we know there is no desire? He is free from any agitation in a conducive environment or in an unconducive environment. Conducive environment, the agitation is the fear that, it might leave me. The spruha. Unconducive environment, the agitation that, when will it go? Dukkha. He is free. Agate swagatam. That is a state of mind. Whatever comes, let it come. Most welcome. Vitaraga bhayakrodha. So these are all the expression of desirelessness. Another expression of desirelessness is mentioned in the next verse, 57. Yas sarvatranabhisnehaha tat tat prapya shubhashubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya prajna pratisthita yas sarvatranabhisnehaha tat tat prapya shubhashubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya prajna. Yes. Yaha sarvatra, the one who at all times, anabhisneha. Sneha. Sneha means what? Sneha means sticking. Sneha means to stick. From that root comes sneha. Sticking. Of course, sneha means actually sticking only. Whenever you are in love with somebody, you stick to that person, isn't it? So, abhisneha, extremely sticking. She is a sticker. Anabhisneha is not a sticker. Tat prapya shubha ashubham. In his life also, shubham comes, ashubham comes. Auspicious things come, inauspicious things come. Good things happen, bad things happen. Tat prapya. But what is his attitude? He doesn't stick. This is another expression of desirelessness. How much do you stick? Ask this question. Means what? You see, in the office, boss properly scolded you. In the office, you are disturbed. That disturbance is stuck in the mind. Then you come home. You could not shout at the boss, so you shout at your wife. This is called as ticking. Did you get it? Then the child comes. You give one to that child also. But somewhere the vent has to be released. It has to be given a vent to all the you see. Now how is a Mahatma? He handles a situation, beautifully handles a situation, leaves that situation, and when he leaves, anabhisneha. For the next situation, he is fresh. So example given is that of a mirror. Mirror. Something reflects in the mirror. You turn the mirror. How effortlessly mirror drops that first reflection and takes up the new reflection. This is called as anabhisneha. Beautifully handling situation after situation. Situation after situation. What is our problem? One situation we handled, some flavor is there in the mind. Disturbance or excitement, whatever. In the next situation, there is a carry forward. There is no carry forward. Anabhisneha. Next situation, he is fresh. So the mind is totally available to handle that present situation. No memories of the past. No worries of the future. The past and the present both can affect your mind. Past and the future. Abhisneha can come from both sides. Either you are stuck to the future, anxieties, or you are stuck to the past, mistakes, worries, etc. In the present, mind is fully available. And once that situation, so therefore, that mind beautifully analyzes the situation, takes a decision, weighs the pros and cons, comes to a conclusion. And then, line of action is determined. It withdraws. And then goes to the next situation. Moment to moment living. Sometimes this is a term used. Anabhisneha is a great virtue. Such a person can do lot of work in minimum time. The other person who is stuck with the past, what happens to him? Slowly the tiredness comes, you see. The mind is filled with all the past and present challenges. The past itself is heavy, and then comes present challenges. Again the mind, you know that snowballing effect? What is snowballing effect? Every time it rolls, whatever the snow is, it gathers. Then becomes big. Then with the big thing it again rolls. And then again it's, whatever snow comes on the way, it gets stuck to it. Finally becomes a big ball. Our mind is something like that. An impure mind is something like that. Handles the situation, lot of ragadvesha is created. Then goes to the next situation, with this ragadvesha again another set of the ragadvesha is created. And finally the mind becomes so this thing. Swamiji, I want to get out of here. Outing. Escape. Break. Swamiji, I want a break. Sabbatical. Have you heard of this? Because it becomes so much. Unable to handle. Somewhere the pressure has to be released. In these places I can't release it. That a Mahatma's mind, anabhisneha, doesn't stick. What has to be done? Do it. Once it is over, mind is free. Mind is free for the next task. Mind is fresh for the next task. So then what happens? Every action is beautiful. There is concentration, there is involvement, there is focus. No baggages. Fully available, like a sharp knife. Work is over, comes out. Comes out fresh, not with some piece of cake and all that. Sometimes what happens, you cut and come out, or something is sticky. Next time you can't cut because already it is a lot of stick. Every time you have to clean. With pastry and all, sometimes this happens. Cut, fresh. Cut, fresh. Anabhisneha. These are all the training to be given at the seat of meditation. When you are sitting at the seat of meditation, yes, for the next half an hour, I am going to think only of God. Or I am going to think only of this verse. Or I am only going to chant the name, listen to the name. And suddenly one thought comes, hey, what are you supposed to do? Later. That is called anabhisneya. Later. At present, this time. Focus. This is the training. What happens when there is abhisneya? As I told you, raga dvesha is the gum. Sticking means you need a gum also, isn't it? What is the gum? Likes and dislikes. Something comes. Oh, suddenly that becomes very important. You know, likes and dislikes have this remarkable ability to present to the mind a very insignificant thing as a big thing. It's a magnifying lens, raga dvesha. Greater the raga, bigger the power of that lens. Small thing, but you are extremely attached. That small thing becomes a big thing. And once that big thing, that becomes very important. And why are you sitting? You forget. You go there. This is called as abhisneya. Then as you are working on that, suddenly the mind says, no, this is also important. Go there. An interesting thing is I am not even aware how I am jumping from one subject to another, one situation to another, one topic to another. This also can be a good exercise at the seat of meditation. What are all topics I am thinking? Oh, see, from here to here I went. Oh, now the mind is thinking of this. Now see, I have gone there. So after half an hour of meditation, track your map. You know the map, they have this. What all places you have visited? This is called as abhisneya. Get stuck here, there, here, there. And finally half an hour is wasted. Then you think, instead of meditation I could have done something creative and useful. Time is also gone. Work is also not happening. Karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyacharasa uchyate. This comes in the 3rd chapter, Karma Yoga. Bhagavan, who is fit for Karma Yoga? The one whose mind wanders at the seat of meditation aimlessly, helplessly. Such a person is most qualified. You have been qualified for Karma Yoga. Why? Mind is wandering everywhere. Forget about watching the mind, observing the mind. I am not even aware that I am wandering. That is a PhD degree in wandering. Wandering effortlessly. Effortless wandering. You see, it's a degree. Not easy. Effortlessly I wander, Swamiji. I just have to sit and close my eyes. I don't have to think. Thinking happens. I am in a state of being, Swamiji. That is called as abhisneha. Now you understand? Abhisneha. Getting stuck. Everywhere getting stuck. Literally somebody has to pull this person out from all situation. Otherwise that person will just die there only. Healthy state of mind. Apply, withdraw. Apply, withdraw. Effortlessly. Depending upon the seriousness of the situation, he gives time, he gives energy, and at will withdraws. This is a sign of a healthy mind. This is the sign of a desireless mind. So these are all the explanation of what? Prajahati manogatan kaman. They are all the explanation. So here Bhagavan is describing in so many ways how we can know whether mind has desires or not. Because they are all subtle things. We need gross expression of subtle properties. Desire is a very subtle thing, you will not know. But expression of desire, symptoms. These are the symptoms. So, tasya prajna pratisthita. Such a person. Now see, these are not things which you can just observe. In a Mahatma, he is effortlessly going from one situation to another. Many times you miss it. Gurudev used to go from one country to another. Time zones different, everything different. But once that place is left, that slate is clean. Mind is fit, prepared for the next. That is it. Ever fresh, ever relaxed. Na abhinandati na dveshti tasya prajna pratisthita. Now, Bhagavan gives an example of effortless non-sticking. Example is given, a very famous example. Verse number 58. Yada samharate chayam kurmongani va sarvashah indriyanindriyarthebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita yada samharate chayam kurmongani va sarvashah indriyanindriyarthebhyah tasya prajna. Yes. Tasya prajna pratisthita. Such a person's prajna is pratisthita. He is a Sthitaprajna. Who is he? Yada, when I am this person, indriyarthebhyah indriyani samharate. When a person is able to easily withdraw what? Indriyani, the mind and the senses. From where? Indriyarthebhyah, from the sense objects. How? An example is given. Kurmaha sarvashah angani iva. Kurmaha. Kurmaha means what? A tortoise, a turtle. How easily a kurma, a turtle. Sarvashaha, from all sides, all the limb. Angani means limbs. From all sides, sarvashaha. How easily it withdraws. In the same way, the one who is able to withdraw the sense organs and the mind from the sense objects, tasya prajna pratisthita, a very famous example. He is like a tortoise. Now, in tortoise, if you see, how many limbs are outside? How many limbs are outside? 6. 4 legs, 1 head, 1 tail. How many limbs for us are outside? Again 6. Pancha jnanendriyas and the mind. Mind is also, it's one of the indriyas. Extrovertedness. What is extroverted? Mind is extroverted. Who else? So mind plus 5 sense organs of knowledge. 6. So number is also same. Now if you observe this tortoise, it is very, very clear. Sthitaprajna. What is clarity? In the shell I am safe. Out of the shell I am in danger zone. Sthitaprajna, very clear. As long as I am inside my shell, everything is fine. It is said that even an elephant, if it jumps on it, nothing will happen. I don't know. Literally protected. In YouTube, etc., we find, some wild animal comes and plays with this fellow. This fellow is inside. Nothing can be done. You see? Ever protected inside. Kurma. And therefore, but the problem in this world is, you can't always remain inside. The world is designed in such a way that we have to come out from our comfort zone and expose ourselves to the danger zone. The world is designed. Everybody is made to come out of the comfort zone. Because for evolution that is necessary. This is the training in alertness. At different stages of evolution we are trained. The final, as though life is preparing us for this final thing in different evolution. It needs food. Remaining in the shell, you don't get food. Food is not given in the shell. Bhagavan could have done that. He could have put the food also in the shell. But food is put outside. So therefore, this turtle has to come out. But when it comes out, for a long time it listens. Either some footsteps heard. No. Then it slowly comes out. Total alertness. Because now you are in the danger zone. Once you have come out, you are in the danger zone. And even when it is indulging in that sense object, whatever it is eating or whatever it is, one part of the mind, I am not safe. This is not my place. But then I have to be here. Quickly finish the job and go in. Whatever work is there. You see, the moment some sound here or there, tak! Indriyani indriyartevya. How quickly? Effortlessly. Easily. You see, because mind is very, very clear. I am finished if I am out. I am safe if I am in. The one who has this understanding, tasya prajna pratisthita. You see, What is our condition? Limbs are all paralyzed. It can't be true. Even if you, but the sense object is so tempting. What to do? Paralyzed. And even if you withdraw, there is no shell. You see our condition. Hey Bhagavan. As we evolve more and more, see, the responsibilities are also different. Bhagavan's creation, you must think in so many ways. So many ways you have to think Bhagavan's creation. As you evolve, your responsibilities are higher. The lower things are taken care. Then you are meant for something higher. For a tree, for a plant, absolute safe. Food will come to it. No responsibility. Light will come to it. Soil is already there. Food is ever there. No trouble. Why? Very low level of evolution. Lowest level. But as you evolve, then protection of the body becomes very important. Like turtle. I keep watching the squirrels from my window. I learn a lot from them. Squirrel, they are all on the tree. They ensure, look around. When it has to come down, see, danger zone. What is the self for the squirrel? The tree. See how every being has to do a tapas and austerity. Nobody food is given free. Nobody. Food is free for nobody. Everybody has to struggle. The squirrel comes down. Even when he is eating that nut, etc., he is very alert, full of fear. Fox is waiting there. She is also in trouble. She has 5 babies. Babies to feed. So this squirrel, see, it has to be very alert. Unfortunately, that food is not on the tree. You have to come down. Water is, you have to come down. This is the training in alertness. And for human being, you don't have to physically worry. Everything is provided. But then, if you leave the self, you are nobody. If you are in the sense objects, you are finished. A different level of challenge. You see, this is a good subject of reflection. How different beings are kept at different levels, and what all start thinking, becoming them, and think of their world. Basically, everybody is trained for this. There is a place where you are absolutely safe. There is a place where you are absolutely unsafe. But in that unsafe place, there are temptations kept. The question is, are you tempted by those temptations, and have you forgotten that it is an unsafe place? You are finished. Temptations are not in the safe place. Temptations are all there in the unsafe place. So, amidst the temptations, can you remain alert? Pass ho gaya. See, you can't avoid sense objects. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. Manogatan kaman prajahati. Desires of the mind has to be given up, not the sense objects. It is not said the person who gives up sense objects. No. The world is designed that we have to be amidst sense objects. Tempting sense objects. Dangerous sense objects. But amidst that sense object. If the sense object become more important than the real thing, you had it. See, are you able to see the danger? Everybody is Kurmongani Vasarvasha. Everybody is a Kurma only. Everybody is in unsafe zone. Kurma has a shell, we have the self. That is the only difference. More of it we will see tomorrow. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.